Story 1. I clicked on this because my wife came downstairs a few months ago. I was watching some dumb video on Reddit, probably some people getting attacked by geese. My wife turned to me and said, in a very loving and endearing way, "Oh, thank God you're boring." I guess she thought I was watching pornography and was greatly relieved that I was watching some funny, safe for work video. Story 2. Get through the divorce and pursue her friend who has joked several times about being polyamorous with us. Edit. Wow. I can't believe all the awards and upvotes. Story 3. I'm kind of going through this now. My wife and I have been together for 18 years, married for 10. She just this week told me she loves me, but it's complicated. She met someone online who is helping with her depression, and she now needs him more than she needs me. I have done everything for her, and now she won't listen to my concerns or have a serious conversation with me at all. This morning she told me I could start seeing other people and she wouldn't be angry. I've cried every day since Monday multiple times. I feel lost, betrayed, angry, confused, and scared. This woman has been my best friend for half my life, and she wants to throw that all away for some guy a few states away she met online. I've always been the one to fix our problems, to help her with her issues, to support her in everything, but I'm physically and emotionally exhausted. I need time to focus on me for once in my life. A couple of friends have suggested I take a vacation and get away from work and my wife to figure me out first. If I want to fight for her after that, I'll have to start on getting my best friend back, then try to find my wife again. Edit. I just want to say thanks for the outpouring of love, everyone. Today I got up, ate breakfast, replied to a few comments and private messages, and did some thinking while doing yard work. We sat down and talked, and she told me she hasn't felt in love with me for a long time. She just felt it was easier to not talk about it and live a lie. For some reason, this makes me feel better. This is something she's been thinking about for a while and has already reached out to her sister about it and the possibility of moving in with her. We agreed to separate and are working out the logistics of everything. I'll help her move if needed. I'm staying civil. She's still my friend and I still love her. She just doesn't feel the same way I do. This is going to be rough. I think this is the right choice and can only end in happiness for both of us. Story 4. I take it you are going to need the original copy of our marriage certificate? I have long foreseen this moment. To find it, you will need to decipher a series of clues, each more devious than the first. And with each clue you solve, you will lose a part of yourself. By the time you find the certificate, you may not even... It's taped to my back. Is not it? I take it you are going to need a valid government-issued photo identification? I have long foreseen this moment. Story 5. I got this, but 14 years and you are autistic now. I want a divorce. I was absolutely fine with it. Why would I want to spend a minute longer in the company of such an awful person? Some people without my eloquence and civility, might call my ex-wife a terrible person. Story 6. Laughing out loud. This basically did happen to me. I divorced her, moved back to the country of my birth, took up with my old high school sweetheart, and now, 3 years later, we are very happy. Story 7. It's crazy that people make these big commitments, such as buying houses, mixing finances, and having kids, based on our partner's word that they love us and want to be with us long-term. People do crazy things and put a lot at risk for love, and it seems that the higher you stack those commitments, getting a house, having kids, the more difficult it is if it ends. Then how do you completely trust your partner when there will always be the possibility of them waking up one morning and saying it's over? I don't know. It feels like relationships with other people can include a lot of drama and poor treatment, but it also feels difficult not having relationships and being lonely. Story 8. I'd see if my therapist was still alive and tell her this is why I was always prepared for if someone left me out of nowhere. Always have a backup plan, even for love. Story 9. It didn't take 20 years for me. When we met, I was a bartender who constantly drank and did whatever whenever and didn't care about a stigma attached to my actions. When I became sober and after the passing of our daughter, I became boring and bland as anything. I work on my online business, I play with our son, I eat, I sleep, and I occasionally play video games. I hate leaving the house. I hate social interactions. I just want to do me. So, she hates the way things have shifted. Story 10. Mine was at the 11th year mark, and I told her, fine, you get to have your happiness if divorce is your first solution. I walked out with just a gym bag and left her everything because I bought the big house for the kids. It didn't take but a week before the crying and begging me to come back started, then turned into slander and false domestic violence allegations. It's now 2 years later, and I still get the begging and guilt-tripping to come back. But principles require discipline. Story 11. I would be disappointed and greatly saddened, but not surprised. 51% of marriages end in divorce, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Getting bored and divorcing is actually quite common in the United States. The biggest impact for me would be on our hypothetical children. They are best raised in a two-parent household. Because of how important mothers are to children from infant to adolescent years, she would be assured custody of the kids, so I would not see them as much. Story 12. Not a guy, but my aunt did this apparently. Her ex-husband was a solid, hard-working man. I don't think she ever really liked him, as when they married, their house wasn't fully ready yet, and she refused to live together. Their daughter was then 16 and old enough to ask for a divorce. They divorced, and she has now been with a quite rich guy for over 10 years. Her daughter barely speaks to her. Even I see my ex-uncle more than her, the godmother, even though she lives closer. Story 13. If it came out of the blue, I would probably kill myself. Imagine if she kept her feelings to herself all these years, fake laughed at your jokes, acted like she listened to you when she was really thinking about her high school crush. Oh my God. Too much to handle. If I knew it was coming, I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't break down. Story 14. Mine left because I wasn't boring enough. Also, she kept wanting to go camping. If I wanted to go camping all the time, I would have joined the army, not the Navy. Story 15. If that would ever happen, I would be happy since my significant other would be honest with me instead of cheating. That's the type of relationship I would love to see, being dead honest until the end. Story 16. My wife did that to me after 13 years. My reactions were 1. Denial and insistence that we work through it. 2. Intense anger. And 3. Rejoicing in my newfound freedom to live how I like and date all kinds of amazing new women. When I think about her now, I still hope all the bad things in life happen to her and only her, but mostly I just feel sad for her because I did love her once. I don't think she'll ever be able to find happiness. I'm also actually grateful to her for asking for a divorce because it means she is now out of my life forever, and I'm such a happier, healthier person for that reason. Divorce is very challenging, but what's on the other side could be way better than your marriage ever was. If you're going to do it, grit your teeth, get through it as quickly and cheaply as possible, and make sure you lean on your true friends, family, and maybe a therapist to help you emerge from it without emotional problems. Then go make yourself an amazing new life. It's not the end of you, just the start of Act 2. Story 17. Immediately consult a lawyer. I have seen many men work with the soon-to-be ex-wife's lawyer, thinking they are going to be fair, and then end up getting taken advantage of. Story 18. My wife and I have been saying some variation of this for 10 years. Mostly, it's when one of us makes a completely random and off-the-wall reference to an obscure movie, show, or commercial, and the other one was about to make the same reference. Story 19. After 20 years of marriage, people don't stick together because one is exciting or break up because one is boring or ill. It's more complex than that. Unless she had no emotions or you did something unforgivable, that isn't going to happen. Story 20. Hey, my wife did this exact thing except we were together for 18 years, married for 8 of them, and she did not say boring but said she loves another and I have to go. My reaction did not go well. I reverted to crying like a little kid, but now 3 months post-notice. I'm doing great. I've got a plan to get out, sell the house, and start doing what I want in life. It just sucks that I wasted all my 20s and half my 30s attached to someone with the emotional intelligence of a 5-year-old. Story 21. I'd finally bite the bullet and get that PlayStation Plus subscription because I'm going to have a lot more gaming time. Sweet. Also, I'd commit to full-on alcoholism for a while to see what that's like. Story 22. Reminds me of what happened to Dad. After 10 years of marriage and 4 years of a steamy romantic love story, she cheats and asks for a divorce because he isn't providing her the life she deserves. He's too in love to let her go anyway, so she packs her things and runs away with a rich man. I'm all about equality and feminism and I empower women, but what happened to Dad made me sympathize with men. They feel and they feel deeply. My father was never the same after what happened. It's been 17 years now, and he is getting from bad to worse. Wish I could hug you. Story 23. I would want to talk about it more so I could understand and try to resolve anything I could. I would try to change her mind, but in the end, what can I do? If she does not want to be with me, it would probably be better for her. Story 24. So, do you finally have a job to fully financially support yourself with? Or are you moving in with a man who will support you? What's your plan? Story 25. Either thinking it's a joke or just with something along the lines of, I mean, if you insist, but I want it put down that that's your reason. I'm not having a messy divorce over someone thinking I'm boring. But honestly, if I'd been married to someone for 25 years, I don't think there's any other reaction than for it to be a joke, right? Like if you're in a happy and loving relationship, what else would you think? Story 26. Something similar happened to me after 20 years, but I think I made the right choice. I said we need to get counseling and talk this through. We didn't, and it's been a disaster. So the serious answer is, after 20 years, being bored isn't a good excuse, especially when kids are involved. After 20 years, your issues come after what's best for the kids. Kids didn't ask to be born. It's not their problem if you're bored or whatever else. And that needs to be discussed rationally in front of a neutral third party, and compromises need to be made. Sadly, most people aren't mature enough to take accountability for their own actions, so the kind of person who'd behave like this is the same one who wouldn't go to counseling rationally. In fact, this hypothetical partner should have approached you way before about this. And if she did and you didn't go to counseling, then you're at fault. But if it's out of the blue, no, you have to communicate before reaching final decisions like this. You don't get to disrupt other people's lives because you're bored or whatever else. You might only get one life, but so does everyone else who's affected by a unilateral decision made without any baseline of communication or compromise. Story 27. Probably just reply that I am no fun because she has alienated me from my friends, spent all our money on predatory life coaches, quit her job to follow her very unprofitable dream career. So I work 60-hour weeks in hope of promotion, am constantly sleep deprived because I get up with the kids each morning at 5 a.m. so she can get the 9 hours of sleep she needs. But yeah, I'll go live in the garage until the house is sold. Story 28. It wasn't 20 years, but my best friend just did this to her husband. I tried for a year to get her to talk to him about it before she gave up, and she didn't. I told her he would be blindsided and had no idea she was unhappy. Blindsided he was. It makes me incredibly sad when I think about it too much. I'm not totally sure how he's taking it. I hope he's doing well. He's a great guy, and I think she made a huge mistake, but it was hers to make, I guess. Story 29. This pretty much just happened to me. Except it's our 6-year anniversary. Didn't make it 20. I have time to think about what I'm going to say because we are going to wait for the kid to take a nap. I don't know what it will be yet. Story 30. First thought is she's joking. If she's serious, I would offer couples therapy to see what's really going on and how we can work on it. If she's hard set, she's hard set. Can't force someone to continue something they don't want to. Story 31. I love how a lot of these posts are men saying they would welcome it and expect it. After 10 years of marriage, I got divorced and regret it to this day. I'm still trying to figure out what went wrong and what we could have done to fix it. I miss my marriage. Story 32. This happened to me, but for a different reason. My wife of 22 years cheated and left me for the home wrecker that she had known for only a month at the time, out of the blue. Needless to say, the kids and I were blindsided, shocked, and angry at her. It's not something I wish on anyone. It was the hardest and most difficult thing I've ever been through. The kids and I are getting used to the new normal now. It sucks because this just happened at the end of June. Story 33. This happened to me, but it only took 5 years instead of 20. I immediately attempted to fix the issues, but it was too little too late, apparently. From there, I decided to work on myself mentally, emotionally, and physically. Since doing so, my depression is pretty much gone. My anxiety is more manageable than ever, and I'm in the best shape I've been in the past 12 years. It didn't save my marriage, but taking these actions likely saved my life. I honestly believe that the divorce would have literally killed me if I had shut down instead of jumping into action.